Imagine you have some sort of personal assistant agent, like an agent that basically is there to, learn more about you and try to become better and better at being a personal assistant. You can think of it like, Chat GPT or I don't know, like an email assistant or anything like that. You might have wondered how these personal assistant agents like Chat GPT over time actually learn and remember more about you. And this is what this short video is all about. I'm just quickly going to try to explain the different mechanisms of how agents actually remember and learn from the previous experiences with you. And this is called long-term agent memory. Let's go through this now. You can think of there to be like three types of long-term memories, okay? There's semantic, there is episodic, and there is also procedural, okay? And actually, I'm going to try to do this in different colors to make this maybe easier. Now, the difference between these are semantic is all about the facts that they learn. Actually, before I go into this, let me just give examples for everyone, okay? So imagine you talk with your assistant and you say something like this. My best friend is Joe. Now, this would be stored in semantic memory, okay? Basically, all this is about is some facts that the agent knows about you. So the agent now knows that your best friend is Joe, and it will remember this for future conversations with you, So this is semantic memory. Now, episodic is more about the past, the past conversations that they had with you. So imagine you talked with ChatGPT about, writing an email to Joe, for his birthday, for instance, I don't know. So this would be something that would be more episodic. And all it is just like quickly a snapshot of what, you did in this conversation. So here we go, wrote birthday email to Joe. Now, procedural is more about your preferences of how you would like something to happen. Okay, and this one is actually very interesting. In this one, it actually tries to update its own prompt so that it, it tries to remember how you like something later, So imagine you wrote this email to Joel, but in this email, you used some specific emoji. Maybe you have like this insider joke with Joe where you send him like, I don't know, like this specific, I don't know, hot dog emoji. That's the first thing that came to mind. So here it would remember your preferences on how to do something. But how does this then actually look in the pipeline, okay? So how would this then work for a simple email assistant, let's say? Now, imagine this is your agent, okay? So you have your agent, and it can call multiple tools. Now, the thing is, with episodic memory, what happens is this is what gets put in right in the beginning, okay? So we might have here, so it basically gets the email as context, and also it gets the past experiences as context, okay? So past email to Joe. Maybe you wrote last year an email to Joe, and this gets put in as context to make the agent understand of how it should do it. So this is how it can learn from your past experiences. You understand? So imagine it gets a new email, from Joe about his birthday or something like that. And then it goes through your old emails to see how you actually handled this in the past. Now, while writing the email, it also gets the semantic memory to basically get some facts about Joe, right? So it also gets the semantic memory, it understands like, okay, Joe is actually my best friend. So I should remember that while writing this email. And then it also gets a part of the procedural memory, but this is actually part of the prompt itself. So this does not get inserted anywhere. It's just in the agent then already. So in the agent prompt, it just says, when writing with Joe, send hot dog emoji, for instance, okay? That's it. So this is like the rough pipeline of how this would work. Lastly, I just want to quickly, mention how this even gets updated, right? So there are two ways. either you can do it like this, where it actually updates this, in time while the agent is actually working, okay? The other way is actually to go through asynchronously, meaning, maybe 30 minutes later or something like that, where it goes through your past conversations, and based on that, it actually updates the memory. Now, I don't know how, for instance, like Chat GPT works under the hood for the memory itself. However, if you remember, there used to be like this feature where it says like memory updated, right? Inside your conversation. And you don't see it anymore, but now it's more seamless. So I feel like they went from this easy updating, like during the conversation, to something more asynchronously in the background, which is very interesting actually. I'd love to understand more on like what they actually do, but this is just a very basic, you know, hunch I basically have to try to understand what they're doing. But yeah, that was basically it. That was just like a short overview of what even long-term agent memory is and the different types and how you would be able to implement this. And yeah, thank you very much for listening.